Welcome to the midweek review. I keep this very short. I'm just going to look at European US indices, the dollar, and a couple of major UK and US stocks. So this week we are coming out of US fourth quarter earnings, better than expected, decent pushes higher. UK jobs, monthly jobs posted last Friday was not great, but the job openings levels are improving, and we are about to potentially get President Biden's next tranche of stimulus about to be approved. Okay, we've got UK services data on Friday, so that's going to be critical. Right, markets. Right, DAX. Before I came on air, I suggested to my group that if this closes above 14,100 today, then I think this can march onwards and upwards. I think this is a really nice pattern up here. We've hit all-time highs on the DAX. This is the DAX we're looking at, sorry, daily. There is something of a pin bar sell signal with lower close on Monday. So like I said, if we pick up back into this pink zone, I think we can come out the other side of it and potentially head towards 14,500. I've said the target for this week would be 14,300 if we close above this 100 mark. Right, Dow. I think this Dow is on fire. The markets are on fire at the moment. You might think they're unrealistically high, given the way in which COVID is still affecting us all, but we have. This is the January 4th range. So we spent most of January above it and then got this taper tantrum push down lower. Don't worry about what a taper tantrum is. I'll explain that another day. But this is a huge bull flag. So pullbacks in areas like this, bear in mind this is a massive trend line, are to be bought. And certainly we've seen a big push last week. This week is obviously a lot slower, but we're just about to get through 31,500. I'm talking to you at 6:15 Eastern Time, 6:15 New York AM New York time. So obviously we're not even close to getting open yet, but these markets are still picking up. So I'm looking for any pullbacks here to see if we can wind our way back up into this area here. Okay, let's look at FTSE. FTSE on Sunday, I said if we came out on the upside of this little triangle here, let me just correct this. That's better. If we came out of the upside of this triangular pattern here, then I think we can, and subsequently close above 65.80, then I think we can push higher. We can start to push back up to 2021 highs. All right, so I think again this is, I think we are basing, and I think if we break above this area here, I think we could push, you could find yourself up here quite quickly. Dollar index, this is one of the reasons why I think we can expect some more upside, because if the dollar is selling, it means we're risk on environment, and this subsequent taper tantrum peak up here has been sold into. We didn't even get up to 92. We are obviously sitting on a 50-day average, so if this does bottom out here and work its way up, then that spells problems for the markets. Got US inflation this week, so that's going to be critical. Inflation is a healthy element for the market. Deflation is incredibly unhealthy. So just because US may experience an uptick in inflation, I wouldn't at this stage expect that to bounce, but let's keep an eye on it. Euro is getting a bounce. So if 21 is a major resistance area, if we close above there, then we're going back to the highs. Pound, let's speed this up. Pound is very bullish. Been talking about how bullish the pound has been for a while now, and this is the pound US dollar. Any pullbacks to 137 are to be bought. That looks as if that's heading for 140 plus. Pound yen is the one to be in. This is at long last. Had a little dip yesterday, but we are right back into that one, into this February 2020 highs. So we basically boomeranged back to 2020 highs. So if we close above here, then watch out. We're going to get to 150 pretty quick. Right, oil. I was asked a couple of days ago if we should short it. I think my simple answer was no, exclamation mark. I think we could still blast up to 60, 65. We're very close to 65 now. Any pullbacks, it's tough because it's gone so far, but still pullbacks to 57 are potentially viable. Even the gold has lifted up. I suggested we might that this might be the low here. It's struggling. We've got a lot of congestion above, but I think any pullbacks to 1820 around there are to be bought. And let's look at silver, because silver's had a good week. Silver's struggling. Any pullbacks to 26, or 27, 25, we're struggling here. But I think the path of least resistance is back up, and I can see us finding ourselves back towards 30. So any pullback here is still viable, but it looks to me as if wave 3 is on the way. What's wave 3? So Elliott wave has shown us that this is a massive impulsive wave. This is the pullback to 26. So if this is wave 3 is normally the most powerful. But at the moment we are struggling. But if we can close above here, open and close above here, which is 2750, then I can see us marching up. And I think this time, I think we can continue. And we'll see 32.50 and potentially 36, if I'm right. Stocks, I was suggesting this week that BT was a potential buy. Took a little bit of heat. I potentially got into it a little bit too quickly, but here we are, 11:20 AM UK time, and yesterday's dip appears potentially bought. If we can close above this 125, then hold on to your hats, because I think that's going much higher. I did take a position in Rolls-Royce, albeit a small position. I'm trying to scale into this. I'm slightly underwater. I will add if we close above 95, but at the moment we could potentially still dip lower, down towards 85, 87, or who knows, maybe even lower. But I will hold this position and I will update you and add if I am going to go into that. Right, couple of US stocks I like. I'm back in Bristol Myers. Traded this extensively over the last couple of years. I'm back in. Had a new high here up at 67. We're still under 70. Again, what I tend to do is I tend to scale in. I start very small on dips like this, because we are still under this little mini trend line here. If we close above, then I'll start to go into a full position. If I get my stop is under here at 57. If I get stopped out, then I'll walk away, obviously. So it's just my particular method of risk management. So at the moment, this is not a confirmed reversal. We are still in a downtrend, in a mini downtrend here. But if we close above 60, I will add. I'm looking to get up to 70 plus, but potentially back up to 100. Okay, if you squeeze back on this is a lovely ball flag. Yeah, making a new high is significant. So we've not made a new low. The most recent low was 59.40, 59.30. So I'm happy to be in that, and I will stay in that. Otherwise, there are other stocks I'm still waiting for pullbacks on. But to give you an idea of just, let's go back to the UK for a second. This is Barclays. You know, this is a sort of good measure of the risk appetite in the UK here. And Barclays, if that picks up above 150, I can see that we've got a gap fill at 170, 168, 170. So we are getting, you know, if something like Barclays can push up, then let's see if the rest of the market can follow. I mean, it would stand to reason that the rest of the market would follow if that holds up. And you've even got retailers. Let's have a look at M&S. Now, this is not a trade. This is not a stock I like to trade. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I suggested you might want to short that 143, and here we are, still coming lower. This is a classic bear raider setup for me. A new high up here on the 27th. We didn't do an immediate close down, but we certainly got quite a nasty sell on Friday. So traders dumped it before they went into the weekend. Okay, one last thing. I'm going to be talking about day trading stocks, and I'm going to be talking about stocks like this, and this is all going to be on Thursday. So this, if you come on to roundtheclocktrader.com and then come to this 12 traders in 12 hours, I'm the second trader on in the morning at 10 o'clock. Do join me, because I'm going to be talking about day trading, and I'm going to be talking about what's called pump and dump. Now, you may have probably heard of GameStop skyrocketing 700%. That's nothing. Absolutely nothing. The NASDAQ stocks do this every week, every day, every week. This has gone from 162 to $11.44. And I'm going to talk about how you can find stocks like these. More importantly, how you can trade them. Because if you trade them in CFD or spread betting accounts, it's doable, but you need to be very, very careful. I think a lot of people lost a lot of money on GameStop. I'll be talking about why I think that is and how I think you can avoid that. I'll also be talking about, I run a live trading room trading the Dow, so of course I'll be talking about how I am doing that. All right, if you want to know any more information, then come to tradetheeasyway.com. Have a look at our Learning Centre, critical info, and of course briefings. Right, thank you very much for listening, and get registered and watch out for the next update, which is now on Sunday. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.